In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Please welcome.
Welcome to the gayest podcast ever.
Hello and welcome to the gayest podcast ever. I'm Josh and I'm here with
Eric
and CJ.
Hello, boys. How are you?
Hi, boys. It's been a minute.
It's been the other day I was thinking, oh, when are we going to start back? And then got the text.
Yeah, it's always after birthday week. Just count after birthday week as our jump off point.
Yeah, it was nice just to have a few weeks though, just to like not do anything. Well, I was doing other things, but to not have to, record and do this and just enjoy the last few fleeting weeks of summer. Did you guys do anything fun?
Well, I went to Saga Talk with you all.
We did.
Yeah.
That was a great weekend. The weather was amazing.
Top notch.
Could not have asked for a better weather weekend.
And then we moved into our cottage up north and spent some time up there. And then it was just my birthday. So, yeah, I've been having dinners and got a couple more dinners to go to. I'm excited.
Celebrate. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of home.
I'm still waiting on all of your gifts to arrive in the mail. Not you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, keep waiting. Keep waiting.
A big orange box will show up.
Right. For us, we knew Steve was going back to work, so we're like, we've got to finish all of these projects that we started back in March and April and get them done before you go back to work. And so we spent the last 2 weeks just doing home projects, and we did stuff in the basement. We finished our garage. We've got some little small things that we did in the house. So it's been very productive. I can't wait to have everyone over and start some fall festive events. That'll be fun because fall is my fave. It's my favorite month.
Yeah, mine too. As long as it's longer than a week and a half long.
Right. I like sweater weather.
I think Spencer and I ended the summer touching the three main points that between Soccer Talk and then Labor Day weekend. We went here, we went here, we went here. We were completing a little tour of the mitten before.
Maybe you're gonna. Are you gonna close the portal that we opened? So that
yes, I'm going to
close the portal of 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was my end of the summer gift to you all. Good things only. I mean, I literally closed it and then good things.
I don't know why all you boys had to put your broomsticks up in your kitchen and open that portal.
Girl, you were standing there with us.
Yeah, my Swiffer didn't do that. So.
I mean, I need a little practical magic. Just sweep it away.
Yes.
Yes, midnight margaritas.
We need more practical magic and less the craft for this Halloween season.
You will be proud of me, though, Josh. The other day I did the two little puppies were laying next to each other, and I looked at Dan, and I was like, they're sisters.
You said sisters up north, too.
I know.
I told Spencer, I go, she says what she wants about Hocus Pocus, but I heard her quote it.
Yeah,
I do enjoy a good phrase. We all know I love to quote movies.
You know that this fall you're going to be like, oh, I've watched Hocus Pocus 20 times every time it comes on TV.
No, we are picking different movies because you guys didn't like Teen Witch, and I am not watching Hocus Pocus again.
Yeah, I do enjoy that every year we try and do two different ones and some that people have never seen before and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what our choices are for this fall Halloween movie festival that we have going on.
We'll change it up.
CJ's trying to make it so it's outside this year, which I'm super excited about. We have a little bonfire, a little outside screen action.
And it's COVID appropriate. So
exactly.
Girl, make some chili. I want some chili.
I am. So I told Steve, I'm like, I want to make chili that night. And we'll come and then we'll carve pumpkins. And then once the sun goes down, yes, we're all on the same page. Love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have Dan make an apple pie. Perfect.
We'll all have our Mike Myers and Jason Voorhees masks on.
I'm no longer attending. Thank you.
That's how you cut down the invites, right?
Spencer doesn't do scary movies, so he'll probably leave after the family-friendly one at 8 before the 10 p.m. scary one starts.
Spencer's like, I brought Charlie Brown Halloween.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, as summer winds down and fall kicks off. We're super excited that you all tuned in to season 2 of the Gayest Podcast Ever. We're super excited to be back and to have some drinks and discuss some topics. And as soon as we take this little break, we'll be right back with our first topic from Mr. Eric. So
Yeah.
Cheers to season 2.
Cheers to season 2.
Cheers.
I love the way that you talk.
All right, so bravo. Lots is
thank
going
you.
on in the network, as Denise Richards would like to say. So there are about to be 5 housewives on the air right now. 2 of them are on reunion. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going off the air. They are concluding their 3rd part of their reunion tomorrow. Denise Richards.
3rd part of a reunion?
Yes.
Can't with these shows.
Denise
Like
Richards
5
has
on it once? Like
What?
how 5 on at the same time? Like how do they schedule other shows?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
There's
Friday.
different
my
different days. Yeah. So Denise Richards has officially announced that she is not returning to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. No one is shocked by this information. She sent a cease and desist letter to the production crew and Bravo because she did not want certain things on the air. Girl, you are on a reality television show.
And this was her only season, right?
She did last
one and
year
done.
too, but she did a complete 180. Last year, she tried to play it like, oh, I'm the cool chick, and talked about how her husband got a happy ending from this massage place and all this other stuff, and talked about the size of her husband's penis. And then this season, it was like, don't talk about threesomes at my house.
Right. I'm like, do you think she was trying to revive her career? And after that first season,
You were married to Charlie Sheen. Who are you kidding me?
his career's gone.
She has to be a little bit crazy.
She's crazy.
To
And
be
it has
part of
solidified
that.
it for me. I'm like, nah. And she, her and Lisa Rinna, they've been friends for over 20 years, and I don't think they're going to be friends anymore. They basically have pretty much fought the last 5 episodes. So I'm curious to see who they're going to bring back to replace her next year. Hopefully somebody else.
Surprise! It's me.
Real Housewives of Clinton County or wherever
I'm
they live.
looking forward to whatever D-list celebrity is trying to revive their career. We'll see. And then Real Housewives of New York is on part 2 of their reunion. They are doing the first live reunion where they are on a set together since COVID has started. It's not virtual. So they just got them all in chairs and they're 6 feet apart. But another major housewife is leaving, Dorinda. What are you doing here without Dorinda? CJ is no.
I don't know what I was doing.
Dorinda
before.
sounds like a spice.
She's
I'll have that salmon minus the Dorinda, please.
She's a fiery little one.
I'll put that in the chili. Little Dorinda.
Yes.
Josh, I've made you watch some Real Housewives of Potomac with me, and then I made you watch
Yes.
them last week. Yeah. So we still think the one guy's gay. He's got a boyfriend
Yes.
and a wife. Now there's photos of him in the hotel.
Well, doesn't that make you something?
He's at least
but
bisexual.
she just
That's what
announced
I
her
said.
second pregnancy, so apparently they worked it out.
I mean, we have terms now. There's a whole alphabet of letters. He falls into one of those, right?
Yep. And then Real Housewives of Orange County will be starting, but 3 of the main OGs have left. Vicky is gone. Tamara is gone. Oh no, that's just it. Maybe just the 2. So I'm curious to see how the new ladies are going to do on this season. Because, Orange County was the first no mask county in the country, holding stuff at the courthouse. All these rich blonde bitches.
So there's a Beverly Hills and an Orange County?
Yep.
Aren't they the same?
Orange County was the franchise that started it all behind the gates. They wanted to see what went on in these private communities.
So, okay, so as someone who's really never cared to watch Housewives, the first season, how did they say, oh, you're going to be on the show, you're going to be on the show? Who were these people?
They were just regular people that lived in Orange County, and they did casting tapes. And then usually it's you're a friend of one of the housewives is how you get brought on.
Oh, okay. So you got to be rich and a bitch. Got it.
Yeah. We
And know
would
the
all
casting
be
director.
perfect, except we don't have nearly enough money.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they just announced the newest franchise of the city that's coming because there's only 2. There is Beverly Hills, New York, Potomac, Orange County, Dallas, They're New Jersey,
Atlanta,
and then the only two franchises that did not make it after a couple seasons was Miami, and DC only made it one season. But they are launching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And
what?
Yes, I am curious to see how these Mormon bitches are gonna do. Like,
It's all the same husband. It's just different.
I
wives.
am dying to know how this is gonna work because you're not supposed to drink. I'm like, I want to know how you're gonna be a housewife.
No, it's actually
Pretty much.
the sister wives of Salt Lake City.
I just want to know because, like, you're not supposed to cuss and do any of this stuff. And basically, Housewives is getting loaded, pulling some girl's hair and calling her a bitch.
I mean, those buns, that hair is long for most of them.
And they all have to do it over dinner and over drink. Because I asked Eric, I go, she's not going to tell the girl that big secret in front of all of her friends. And Eric goes, that's exactly what she's going to do it. And I was like, this is terrible. He's like, this is TV, Josh. I was like, I go, pull her to the side.
Now, I might actually watch this season.
Well, there's
That's some drama I'm about.
They want to bring Kris Jenner on to Beverly Hills because they've canceled Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Well, she needs something.
I mean, she would never do it. There's no way. She still gets like 10% of Kylie's income, which is like $1 million a month.
She's probably trying to pimp like one of the daughters onto it.
Are you kidding? She's about to make a Kardashian kids show with all the cousins.
I was going to say, how old is she? Can she still get pregnant? Because she might try to birth out a whole new like group of girls.
Whole new litter. No, now you got little Penelope and Dream.
Yeah,
and
there's
North,
a second generation. She don't need to.
Chicago and True. And
I wish all their names started with the same letter or like something like.
If only a certain manager.
If Chris had it her way, she would have been able to name them all. So what's the other city besides Salt Lake City?
That's the new one that they're launching now.
Oh, I thought you said they were launching two new ones. Sorry.
No. That's the new one that they're going to be bringing on. But Orange County is about to start as well. But
I wouldn't mind one in Nashville. I think that'd be a fun one to watch. And there's some money down in like Belmead and.
I'm surprised they haven't done like a Chicago one. And I don't know why Detroit just keeps getting passed over on everything. Let's bring some Motor City girls into this mix and see how we go.
Oh my gosh. So
go ahead.
Oh no, I was trying to think of like if I could think of any like Detroit like rich like celebrity-esque women who could do it. It'd probably be like that Joanna woman that's always on the side of buses.
And Matt Stafford's wife.
It had to be like a football wives or
Kelly Stafford.
Is that her first?
Maybe,
that's her first one.
Maybe one like a R&B like singer, like an old Motown person that's retired that lives in the city and gets lots of money that like lives in like Indian Village or something.
No, I think a Detroit girl would just start punching a bitch. We would be like, we were better on like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Man, that's so stereotypical.
That's why there's no like Real Housewives Boston either, because those bitches will just start beating you up.
And this is me not knowing anything about geography, but like the Potomac wives, where do they live?
It's Potomac, Maryland. That was like the DC. I think when
I was gonna say when you said they canceled DC, that's what threw me because I was like, I thought Potomac was like Washington
well, the
across the Potomac River.
The DC one got canceled because of the whole Obama administration when the one castmate and her husband snuck into that White House party.
Thanks, Obama.
Mikhail Salahi, I think her name was, and they like literally wanted Bravo's footage, and Andy just said it was way too much, and it kind of just distracted from the show and ruined it for the viewers. But then she left that guy and like ran off with.
I'm shocked Melania has the Real Housewife of DC.
They could have made a fortune the past 4 years.
Kellyanne Conway, Omarosa. She could.
Omarosa. She's a grossa. I can't.
You know she's gonna pop up on one of those shows because
she always is going to pop up.
She's doing the entire reality like show like thing. Like she's gonna be. Heard
she's gonna be on the next season of the Road Rules Real World Challenge.
I was gonna say that or the Real Housewives for sure. She totally will be.
She'd probably win. She'd probably take out someone at the knees.
I was surprised she didn't win Celebrity Big Brother. Like she was my number one pick.
Didn't she leave? Didn't she leave of her own accord? No,
I don't
Was she voted
remember
out?
now, but
I
I
thought
also
she just left. Like she couldn't handle the stress.
I do know that right off the bat, everyone's like, "We got to get her out. We got to get her out. We got to get her out."
You know, Carol Baskin's going to be on the next Big Brother.
Right.
Did
on
you guys
Dancing
see?
with the
Did you
Stars.
see her
You're
dancing
like,
with
have
the stars?
you seen the roommate Todd? And I was like, no, I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in days.
I did.
Did you see it? It's
Yeah,
terrible.
Eye of the Tiger.
It's Google. I didn't watch it. I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, but I mean, it was just all over the internet this morning, so I had to watch it.
Yeah.
She danced the Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
He was in a
and-
tiger cage to begin with, and she pulled him out. She buried his body at the end. It was-
Stop.
Well, his
it.
father didn't,
That's kidding.
or his family ordered
Yeah.
a commercial spot, didn't they? Okay.
Yeah, the
and
family
she found out
of her
10
deceased
minutes-
husband.
Yeah, she
Sorry.
found out 10 minutes before they recorded the show. And she was like, and I still danced my best dance of the 2 weeks. I'm like, bitch, please.
She's living her best life. I mean, as much as shit as we want to give her, look at her go.
Well, yeah, she knows that the evidence piling up. She might as well live sometime. She'll be in prison soon.
Her and Joe are going to be sharing a cell.
That would make a great
Bitch,
reality
Carol
show.
Baskin. Yeah, I'd watch the Real Housewives of Cell Block D. Like,
Oh.
I'm down for that.
Don't you worry, Andy's going to be knocking on your door. The Real Housewives of Oak Park coming soon.
Can't wait. That's why I'm redoing the whole front of the house. So a great
Getting ready
set.
for that camera crew.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys should think of what your housewife tagline would be. I'm curious to know, and then you can tell me later in the show.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I would just pull a quote from Drop Dead Gorgeous and be like, lights, camera, action, and me without a stitch of makeup on. Who is Denise Richards, by the way. She played that character.
Here is this movie again.
sir.
I am literally watching this movie tonight. God, can I take
You
it?
have to. It's so good. You'll have so many one-liners at the end
It's
of it.
on one of the streamers because that's how me and Spencer watched it.
I own like 4 copies. Do you want to borrow one?
I'll just need your VCR player to go with it.
Yeah, it's definitely DVR or DVD.
Oh, DVD. Sorry, did I say VHS? VCR?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Sure.
Throwing
Well,
it way back. Oh, well. Thank you so much, Eric. Is there anything else happening in the reality TV
No, just
world?
lots of reality TV. I mean, TV is back. TV is back. They're starting to release shows because I'm running out of stuff on Netflix, so I need my reality TV, so I'm glad.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that? A lot of my girlfriends have been watching that Selling Sunset on Netflix, and they're saying
Oh,
that's...
she's on the Dancing with the Stars too. Justin
Chriselle.
is soon to be ex-wife. Yeah.
Yes. And everyone
These
loves her.
people, they're like, I don't have enough shows. I need to be on this and this now. Like,
Taking a cue from Kelly Clarkson herself. 'cause
Right.
It wouldn't be a podcast episode unless we mentioned Miss Kelly Clarkson.
Miss
And
Kelly.
all the little spokes in the fire, whatever the hell that saying is. But all right, well, thank you, Eric. That was very informative. We can't wait to see the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the real
will keep you
inmates of
posted.
Cell Block D.
yeah.
Coming 2021 to Bravo. We should really tweet that to Andy. Maybe we can be like the hosts or something.
I'm trying to be the guest bartender still, but they're still not back in the clubhouse.
We'll make it work.
Soon. Everyone just keep washing your hands, wearing your mask, and we'll be back hugging before you know it. And with that, I think we're going to refill our glasses, and we come back. Speaking of Carol Baskin, we're going to talk a little bit about true crime.
I love the way that you talk.
All right, and so we're back, and what I thought I would talk about is something that I kind of got into a few years ago, and it's actually how I found podcasts in my life. I know it's really weird to say I got into true crime and murders and all this and that, but
Do you watch I Murdered My Best Friend and Almost Got Away with It? Because if so,
I know, I'm pretty sure Spencer sometimes is like, you watch a lot of murder, and I was like, don't you worry about it. Is the house in my name yet? Or
Dan will walk in and I'm watching Snapped, and I'm like, yeah, just be aware.
yeah.
Did
Here's
you sign
a
those
power
papers I
of
left on
attorney.
the-
Just sign this power of attorney and keep going back to your show. It's all good.
It's for both of our safeties.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes. And I think the greatest thing about like the internet and the web and all this is that I think a lot of people discovered is that a lot of people really like true crime and murder. I mean, if you think about some of the biggest movies and TV shows. I mean, even Tiger King is technically a bit of true crime. Like,
Right, yeah.
I mean, he was going to have her killed. Carol Baskin's husband did die and under, sardine oil circumstances. But so I just really, really find it fascinating that so much of America is so fascinated by true crime. And I just want to know, do you watch anything? I mean, you said you watched Snapped, Eric. Do you watch it?
Yeah, no, I like that. There was this show on Netflix. I can't remember. The guy from Looking is in it, Jonathan Groff.
Oh, about the FBI profiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that was really good.
It was a really good show. I mean, I watched like the Ted Bundy thing. I really couldn't buy it because it was Zac Efron. I was struggling.
I liked that a lot. Like it was very fascinating, but it almost made you like him a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
well,
and we'll get into that in 1 second. But CJ, how about you? Besides the Ted Bundy, anything?
I like when Ryan Murphy did like his shows, his American Crime Story shows. I like those because they're based on true stories, but you also get to see some of your favorite actors and actresses like portray those parts. I don't know if I really like. I mean, I love documentaries, but not so much like true like crime documentaries.
Yeah,
like, did you watch like the Dear John thing, like on
Dirty John?
Dirty John.
Sorry,
yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, that was good.
That's on my list.
Yeah, and it's got one of my favorites, Connie Britton, and that
I
hot
love
guy,
her.
Eric Bana. Eric
Yeah,
Bana.
yeah. The show that we were talking about. The show we were talking about earlier is Mindhunter.
Mindhunter, yes, that's the one with Jonathan Groff.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think back like on how like true crime really kind of got into our hearts and souls. And like really kind of started back in like 1966, the Truman Capote novel In Cold Blood. And that was like America's first like, oh, we really like this. It's the second best-selling nonfiction like true crime book in the history of like the US. And the best-selling one is Helter Skelter, which came out like 10 years later, and that's about the Manson murders. And I think the Manson murders are huge like American true crime. We love everything about it. We're very interested in it. And from there, Anne Rule, The Stranger Beside Me, and that was about Ted Bundy, and she knew him like before, during, and after the murders, and he worked next to her, and she had no idea he was like murdering 30 different women, or I think he confessed to 30 murders, which is insane. 30 murders.
What about did you watch the special with the BTK or BKT?
So the Golden State Killer,
BTK.
That's the bind, torture, kill.
His daughter, his family, nobody knew.
Yeah, and this is the Golden State Killer, which the book was published in 2018 by Michelle McNamara, who literally was so obsessed with true crime. She had a true crime website, blog. She was obsessed with trying to find out who the Golden State Killer was, because he literally killed in the 60s and the 70s and then kind of disappeared. And she was obsessed with finding him so much. If you want to watch it on HBO, it's called All Be Gone in the Dark. It's a partnership with her actual book, which is All Be Gone in the Dark. Amazing. So good. It's so insane that this woman, she went so far down the rabbit hole, she ended up ODing, and she died before the book was officially done. So she was working with other people. Her husband is Patton Oswalt. He was in like The King of Queens. He's been in a couple different things. He's a comedian.
I know Patton.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
he
her
short?
husband. Yep, short guy.
Shorter guy, yeah.
But she didn't know D. Didn't she have like a heart problem and she was taking medication?
She definitely, her heart gave out due to, she had a shit ton of barbiturates in her system. She was taking uppers and downers to try and stay awake, to try and finish the book. She was obsessed with it. And it was super sad, but they published the book, and 2 months later they caught him. And a lot of people say it's because of her fact finding and everything she did. So that's on HBO. It's called All Be Gone in the Dark. It's amazing. And then another really great one, if you're looking for a book to read, called Devil in the White City by Eric Lawson. And that came out in 2003, and they're actually making it into a Hulu series with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm in.
So,
100%. I'm
and
down.
that's about
totally anything Martin Scorsese does. Anything.
Yeah,
or in Leo too, like
and Leo. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like a 5 or 6 part miniseries. And it's
This
all
kind of
about
ties in with your Leo thing. We'll come back to it. Go ahead, Josh.
yeah, and this, so it's about H.H. Holmes, which is one of America's first like major serial killers. He took up shop in Chicago for the World's Fair in like 1896, 1897, late 1800s, early 1900s, and he built the murder house, which literally it didn't have like you go there to rent a room, and some of the rooms didn't go through, the hallways ended, and he essentially just killed like hundreds and thousands of people and tortured them to death in this murder house. And all these people were coming. The World's Fair had like 30,000 people a day going through there, so he just had like his pick of victims. It was sickening.
Yeah, remind me not to rent an Airbnb anymore.
Right. No, and like to tie in like with the Leo thing. So love Leo, love Brad, but this ties into the Manson murders. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Watched it. Was super excited for this movie. And then they changed it, and I was like, what is this crap?
I hated it. I know people who love it. I hated it. I didn't get it. And I thought,
oh my God. So I've never watched it. So I was looking forward because it got all like the awards and the rave reviews and everything. So now I'm disappointed.
Without giving away too much, I'll say that the ending of the movie is a reimagining, as if the Manson family, because there's two houses on the drive, if they stopped at the first one instead of the second one first. And it just goes down this weird rabbit hole.
This weird, like Quentin Tarantino, what just happened?
Yes.
Well, if I know that beforehand, I'm fine with that, because I dig all that what if situation deal. Like, but if I didn't know that was the case and I went to watch it, I'd be very upset.
It was like when I went to see the second part of Twilight and the fight scene when they like killed Carlisle, and I was like, "What's happening? I'm leaving the theater right now."
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I think so those are some books that became TV shows and stuff like that. But I think a big part of why this current generation of, especially like the Generation X and the millennials, love true crime, I think a lot is due to the 90s of A, JonBenet Ramsey, and B, O.J. Simpson. They were everywhere. You couldn't go to the grocery store without seeing them on a magazine. You couldn't watch the news. The 24-hour news cycle was all about O.J. Simpson, all about JonBenet. And it was just so in our face so much. I was like, what did happen? I want to know.
That's really what gave like Court TV like its big boost too.
Oh,
like,
definitely Court TV,
Which I think
that Ryan Murphy said that he was looking into maybe possibly doing another American Crime Story with JonBenet, that story, which
I would watch that.
100%. Yeah. Oh my God, Sarah Paulson as Patsy Ramsey. Give her the Emmy. No,
give it to her this year before it's even
before the performance even comes out. Sarah Paulson.
Yep, I love it.
You win them all.
Yep. But I think it's so fascinating. And if you haven't seen the American Crime Story, the O.J. Simpson, it's so good. It's so amazing. I
watched it.
It's absolutely the best.
So good. And like, I didn't even realize that it was like, because especially like I was, younger, didn't realize the LA race riots were happening and LA was facing all this craziness behind the scenes. Like, of course that all fed in together. Right. And from there, I think now in all of our streaming platforms, we have Netflix, which has given us Making a Murderer, which by far probably one of my favorite things I've watched on TV. It's just so crazy. And then The Keepers, which if you haven't watched The Keepers, it's about these Catholic schoolgirls in like Baltimore, Maryland. One of their nuns gets murdered back in like the 60s or 70s because they were literally this priest was like raping all these young girls. And one nun figured it out, and she died for it because she was going to like report him.
I'm home alone way too much by myself to be watching this stuff.
It's so good.
So I've never watched Making of a Murder, but like, I mean, it's been out for years and years. The only reason why I didn't watch it, and really I probably should have, was the guy now lives, or he did live, I think he's been arrested again now, but like he lives in Kentucky, like about 30 minutes where Steve and I live, and we're like the local news people were going while the first season or whatever, the first thing came out, and they were interviewing him, and he's just this little creepy guy, I'm like, no, I don't know that I want to know all the details behind this, knowing that he lives like 30 minutes down the road. Like, it kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, it's just super funny that like I started watching Making a Murderer because all my friends were like, you should really watch it, and I was like, okay. So I started watching it, and the first episode I was like, oh, this is all about this one murder. And he got, he was wrongfully accused. He got away with. And then the last 5 minutes of the episode, I thought each episode was going to be about a different like murderer. And then no, it's like, and then something crazy happens. There's another murder that involves this guy. And I'm like, then the next 7 episodes are just this roller coaster of it. Just like Joe Exotic. Like just when you think it can't get crazier, more convoluted, it one-ups it. One-ups it. And it's just like the producers literally caught gold because they were there filming his wrongful like defamation suit against the city for wrongfully imprisoning him for 20 years. And they just happened to be there and they caught the entire crazy new murder charges against him. And it's just insane. It's so good. Making a Murderer. And then if you haven't watched The Staircase, that's also on Netflix. That's just
on my notes. I'm putting them all on my notes.
The Staircase is literally, he was, and that's got a little gay twist in it too. He's not gay. He just likes paying men for sex. One of those guys.
So again, there's a letter that falls.
So he's gay for pay. Okay.
Yeah. We have a letter somewhere for you.
Yeah. And then, so if you're looking for anything, I highly recommend The Keepers, especially because there's all these older women now, and they're all retired, and literally they just go on the internet and they like try and solve this crime. I love it. And then,
so
if you
can you explain to them where all these are, so not only I could watch them, but if our listeners want to watch them too?
Yeah. So Making a Murder, The Keepers, and The Staircase are all on Netflix.
Okay.
And I'll Be Gone in the Dark is on HBO. And also, if you're looking for another really good one, The Jinx, which literally was so insane. As they were filming The Jinx, he kind of messed up. He was so pompous that he was going to get away with this murder because he had a shit ton of money. He was so pompous that he slipped up and said something, and it resulted in him actually kind of confessing to the murder. And
I love that.
And now he's in jail. That's The Jinx.
Yeah,
I love that.
This also started like back when like Dexter came on. Like you found yourself rooting for a serial killer in a TV show. I mean,
well, and that's kind of like one thing that they say is like a negative of all this true crime is like that they sympathize or that they portray the serial killer in a light that's not like that's unfair to the victims' families. Just like in the O.J. Simpson, Ron Goldman's family, they were so like everyone's just everyone Nicole Brown. That's the murder. And they're like, Ron Gold's family was like, what about us? We lost someone too. And
right.
So the media picks someone and, it's unfair to some of the families. And so they say they kind of glorify the murderers.
Yeah. Well, oh, we definitely romanticize these things. Like the movie, The Joker. I mean, the biggest critiques about that was the fact that we were glorifying this killer, even though it's not even a real person. Like this is like a comic book character. And
yeah, and same with like the Zac Efron as Ted Bundy. They were like, oh, like they're really like you're making this, really great, cute man, and he's gonna, murder and rape 50 women or whatever it was.
Well, Ted Bundy was kind of a looker. Like, I mean, he wasn't ugly by any
I think that's why he got away
charming,
with a lot of
why,
things. Yeah. So it's just interesting to watch all of the shows and read the books and other podcasts. I mean, I love My Favorite Murder. I know both Karen and George aren't for everyone, but they talk about murder in every episode. And some people think that because they're also comedians, the way they go about it can be, again, not sympathetic to the families or the victims, but it's, they're also comedians and they're producing content, and I enjoy it. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on true crime in America and how we're all obsessed with it and love it.
Spencer's putting on all new locks on the bedroom doors right now.
Yeah, I can see like he just popped in.
We actually, since we have a bungalow, we don't have a door on our bedroom.
Yeah,
so.
He just installed a camera, I think.
No, sweetie. He's locked you in the room.
This is, I live here now. Good.
Yeah.
I have enough supplies for the night.
You heard that cricket earlier. That was him screwing in the cameras to every single room. That was the noise that we were hearing.
Yeah. Well, and I was reading something. I was like, why are people so obsessed? And I was reading one, like fear produces adrenaline, and if you're able to binge watch something, it produces a bunch of adrenaline in short bursts, which is like almost like a high.
Right.
So it's like, oh.
So speaking of like scary movies and like just serial killers, did you guys hear that Nev Campbell, also co-star of Denise Richards, Housewives, just signed on for Scream 5?
I'm very excited, and I hated like 2 through 4 or whatever.
There was a 4? That's what I'm
There was a 4.
about.
It was filmed in Plymouth, in Ann Arbor, in Northville. They filmed it all here.
Because
We were all there, Josh. Weren't you there?
Wasn't the third one where they like were on the set of a Scream movie?
Yes.
Okay,
Patrick
that's the last
Dempsey
one I
was in
saw.
it, and Scott Foley was in it.
That's the last one I saw.
And then Scream 4 was the one they filmed in Michigan. It's like back to Woodsboro. She goes back. Emma Roberts is her niece. And then they haven't released the plotline, but Courtney Cox and David Arquette are both set to reprise their roles.
Was Scream 3 the one where Courtney Cox had that terrible haircut?
Oh my God, Scream 3.
The bangs.
Scream 3, that was the
bangs,
worst.
yeah.
That was the worst. The bangs.
I do remember them filming in Detroit though, because they said nothing but good things about the city. They loved their time here. It's right before their divorce.
Emma Roberts is becoming a little regular Scream Queen. Like, she's got American Horror Story. She was in the show Scream Queen. And now she's also in Scream. I love that. Like,
She's about to be screaming when she gives birth to that baby.
oh, yeah. Hey.
Emma Roberts is pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah, Grant
I
and
didn't know
Julia
that.
is over there with those baby gifts. You want money? Is money what the baby wants?
Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that. But yes, so this is Josh's thoughts on true crime. Cheers, have a glass of wine, cuddle up with a scary book, murder. Love it.
Put
Cheers to
every light
murder.
in the house on.
Oh yeah, this is probably the nights I don't sleep. Light a few candles, pour a glass of
Definitely
wine.
closing these curtains tonight. Keep all this out.
I love it. Well, cheers. And,
Cheers.
we'll refill our glasses real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about something else that makes all
Let's
the girls
talk about
scream.
sex, baby.
All right, we'll be right back.
I love the way that you talk.
And we're back, and now we're gonna turn it over to CJ. Let's talk about sex.
Yeah, so unless you've been living under a rock the past few days, you have not heard about our Mr. Captain America exposing himself on the social medias. Mr. Chris Evans, who played Captain America and other sexy things that we love, accidentally, I'm going to put that in quotes because I'm not sure.
Trying to get me to vote.
I'm not sure about it now that I see all the clues are coming in if it was accident or not. But he accidentally exposed screenshots of his America's penis.
His Winter Soldier.
Yes, his Winter Soldier was out and about and proud.
Hasn't his brother already done this though? Didn't his brother already do it?
No, I think his brother had a full frontal scene in a movie.
Oh, I
He
think
was
just
paid for that, Eric?
Yeah.
I thought he was just in front of a bathroom mirror and it got leaked. I mean, it was like
maybe.
I thought he sent it on Grindr or something.
Well, his brother's gay. I mean, we've all done it.
I think it was like a Grindr.
Every gay man has a dick pic out there, let's be honest.
Which is funny that because, like, I saw all these, like, gay men are like, oh, like, what straight guy has, like, dick pics? And I was like, probably a lot. I don't know. Like, it was like, oh, he's probably gay. He probably sent that to other guys. And I'm like, he's not, like, married or anything.
I love the thought process, and I appreciate the want for him to be gay.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. Especially he would have came out by now. He's got a gay brother. Like
Exactly. Like, girl's going to come out.
yeah,
He's got a
the
gay
odds
brother.
are not in our favor from a genetic standpoint.
But anyways, you both saw it. I mean,
Oh.
thoughts, prayers, whatever.
I think
Sign
his
me
brother's
up.
cuter.
Why was
What?
that, Eric?
I think his brother's cuter and yeah.
Wow.
You're off the
Like the fuck,
podcast.
Mary kill with Chris. He was my kill. I don't really
Guess-
care. I mean,
Guess
no.
we're
I
looking
mean,
for our secondary podcast.
good for him. I'm good for him, and I like that he's using it to get people to vote.
I love that today. He tweeted, he was like, well, now that I have your attention, go out and vote.
Right. Well, the best part about the whole thing has been all the memes that's come out. And then he and his brother Scott, who is gay, have both like retweeted like some really great. So Scott the very next day posted, who's gay, if you don't know Scott Evans. He posted, "Oh, I was off social media all day. What did I miss?" And so it's like, well, yeah, you missed your birthday.
And Mark Ruffalo, who plays the Hulk, he tweeted at Chris, and he's like, in the year 2020, where you can't do anything worse than like the president, or you can't mess up whatsoever. Like, you're good, you're fine, just don't do anything. Or like, I'm totally messing that up, but it was really funny.
Right. It was like, you can, unless you're the president, you're not doing anything to really embarrass yourself.
That was it. Thank you.
Yeah. But like today, like Chris. He texted and acknowledged that it happened, and which I love. I'm glad that he just didn't try to like make up some story like, oh, I happened to snap something, it was a joke or whatever. Like, he owned it, and he said, now that I have your attention, vote November 3rd. And so I thought that was great because he's a big like person. He's been pushing voting for a while. He actually started a campaign that's about getting people registered. So, I mean, use what you got. If it takes your dick to do it, then hey.
Rock the vote.
Rock the vote.
Rock the vote. But
so anyway, so we thought... Oh,
he's
sorry,
got nothing to be embarrassed about.
Exactly. So we thought we would, in honor of Chris Evans and your wonderful dick pic, we thought we would talk about some of our other sex tapes that have been leaked throughout the years.
Leaked, quote.
Right, leaked. And so
depends on who your momager is.
Right, and so like, yeah, I'll say leaked in quotes because I've got some details about some of these where people didn't make out half bad once they were done. So
some have made a career.
Right. So initially and we talked about this earlier off camera, like, it's very difficult to Google celebrity sex tape and not actually see the sex tape and get the information. So like, I definitely dived deep into the research today.
Good choice of words.
Yeah, on my lunch break at work in my car. It was really funny though, like and I don't think this personally, but maybe you guys do, but the number one, like most famous leaked sex tape of all time.
I want to guess. Wait, do we get to guess? Oh,
yeah, guess.
Is it Tommy and Pamela?
Josh?
If it's not Tommy and Pamela, it's gotta be Ray J and Kim.
Chad, do you want to guess or no? Just shake if you want. So it is Pam and Tommy Lee.
Yeah,
like,
I knew it.
So like I guess that's true. Like, I mean, we all saw it when it came out. So it
was that the one? Were they on a boat?
They were on a boat. They were swimming. And he's like, got a freaking third leg coming with him. I'm like, Jesus.
Listen, and like, she was sitting on the rail and he was sitting on a deck chair across the boat and they were having sex. Like, I don't know.
Did someone film that for them? Did they have like a third that was just like a videographer?
Tommy Lee, and they like passed the camera back and forth. But it happened in 1997. So that has an estimated 5.
So it was like on a VHS. It was like on a handheld.
So it was one of those like Macaulay Culkin, like Home Alone, or whatever those videos things.
That was an audio thing that he had. It wasn't a camcorder.
It's the same thing. It has an estimated 5 million views. Which I was like, well, geez, that's a lot. Wait till we get down the list. 5 million views. Nah, don't have anything.
And that's not like all the pirated ones, too.
Well, that was her second sex tape. She made one with Bret Michaels.
So yeah, but that one didn't make the light of day. There were some snippets, but like no one really has ownership of it. So this one, they got smart. They sold it to a website called Club Love. Okay, Club Love. And they ended up making $77 million off this over the first 12 months. $77 million.
That's insane.
Tommy Lee made way more from that sex tape than he ever did playing music.
I would totally do a sex tape for $77 million.
Shit, I'd do it for $7 million.
So what's funny is I'll get to some people on the list, and they're thinking this in their mind, like as a business structure, like, okay, so this could turn out. So
And there was a
Meanwhile-
little 4-year-old Kim Kardashian, like, ding.
right. So
Meanwhile, in California, Kris Kardashian.
So if Pam and Tommy has the most famous, then the next person is going to be the most viewed and searched person of all. Do you want to guess that?
Kim Kardashian.
Josh?
I'm trying to think if anyone else has had one that would be equally as famous, but it's got to be Kim.
So it is Kim and
Okay.
Rachel.
Okay.
Like, they have the highest searched sex tape of all time. So it's been viewed 210 million times. Like,
I'm
it's
only
crazy.
8.5 of those.
Right. So
Paris is so jealous.
Have you ever seen Ray J? Okay.
well,
I don't think
okay,
I've ever
so-
seen theirs.
Okay, a majority of it is oral, so it's a lot of Kim's face. I will give that.
Well, she learned that from Paris.
Yeah.
Like, just do oral.
Yeah, but it is the most searched celeb sex video. They ended up going to courts and everything, and they finally decided to sell it. They got $100+ million. Like, no one's really sure of the dollar amount, but it is over $100 million for
So
that
that's
sex tape.
how Ray J stays in the spotlight.
Right? Yeah, I mean, even if he split that at 50-50, like,
Yeah.
Is
What's
he
it gonna
Moesha's brother? Brandy's
Yeah, Brandy.
yeah, yeah.
Moesha's Brandy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think Brandy's the only one sitting up in his room. Like, somebody's got some ideas in their head. Okay, so now we've gone through the most famous, the most searched, and do you know what the most award-winning sexual video is?
Sex tape.
Award-winning. Would it be like Sylvester
Award-winning.
Stallone's? His was kind of a porn, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He
I
did
don't
porn
know.
before. What about the Rob Lowe one?
Rob Lowe.
Nope.
Oh.
So Paris Hilton and Rick Solomon, 2004, they actually sold theirs, and One Night in Paris won multiple porn awards because they actually released
One Night in
it.
Paris. I forgot that was the
That
name of it.
name is epic, though. Like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't get better than that name.
Yes, so
That-
they
you get
actually
a
released it.
Pornhub award just for that name.
Right.
I remember going to like oh crap, what's the porn shop that the guy's from Michigan, I think. Anyways.
Ironically, Paris's little
Priscilla's?
brother is dating Rick Solomon's stepson. Or stepdaughter, sorry.
So they're keeping all that. I
Small
think that
little
was
world.
probably an
Small little
agreement.
world.
But okay, so that was released in 2004. It's had an estimated 50 million views. The title, of course, is One Night in Paris. They sold it to a company called Vivid Entertainment. Actually, no one knows how much they sold it for. It's an undisclosed amount that was settled outside of courts and ended up being the best-selling porn title in 2005 amongst other awards that were in the porn community that year. So good job, Paris.
I just watched a little video of Paris giving like an interview, and they were talking to her about how the Kardashians got canceled. And she literally was like, well, they're just business women, and they've been doing this for so long. Like, they just probably want to enjoy, all their empires and businesses. She's like, that's why I walked away from the simple life. I just needed to, my businesses, and I want to be like, sweetie.
Yeah. You also got an undisclosed amount of money.
Business
for your
women. Is there some type of business women lunch special? We
Yeah.
invented Post-its? Like,
Yeah,
come on.
And the Hilton brand isn't going anywhere anytime
Right.
soon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
People are still staying in those. So the next on my list is not really any tops of anything. I just had some unique details about some of the more famous sex tapes, which we've already mentioned, Rob Lowe. So that happened in 1988. And
It
so
was him and his buddy with a girl, like, if she was like underage, wasn't she?
a 16-year-old girl. So a detail that I did not know until today, it happened during the Democratic National Convention. Like, they were there. Like, I couldn't even breathe for the 2 minutes. I was laughing so
Dude,
hard after I read
his
that.
son trolls him so hard on Instagram too. That'd be so funny if he made a comment about the DNC and then his son trolled him
Right.
or something like that.
Oh my god. Well, and
Like, don't talk to no 16-year-olds. Like,
Well, I mean, Rob was probably doing a lot of drugs with that Brat Pack group in the
Demi
80s, so
Moore
I'm
and
sure
Mario, yeah.
that crazy. But didn't he also do like a parody of his sex tape on the Funny or Die
SNL?
website?
oh, was it?
well,
Okay.
I think it was the Will Ferrell, remember Funny or Die, Pearl the Landlord. It was
seen
huge in
that.
like 07, 08.
Yeah, but
I think
do
he did
know,
a parody of it. He's like playing the guitar. It's in that terrible lighting.
Yeah, well, he like owns it. He talks about it
Yeah.
in like high regards now. But the best thing is he says that whole scandal is what really sobered him up. That he was on drugs and alcohol, and after that scandal, like he realized, hey, I've got to clean my act up, and so he actually looks back on it in a favorable light. Like, this is what saved my life. I was
gonna say, I think in a People magazine, he said it was the best thing that happened to him.
And
exactly.
let's just,
He's
like,
quoted as saying that.
has Rob Lowe ever been People's Sexiest Man Alive? I don't think he has.
Oh, we'll have to go back to earlier episodes
Because you did this topic last year, but let me just say that Rob Lowe is like a fine bottle of wine.
Rob Lowe
That
looks
man
great.
gets cuter
I'm
with
out of
age.
line.
Like, he is daddy AF. Like,
So that is one of my favorite roasts on Comedy Central is the one of Rob Lowe, and they do make fun of the whole
I
situation.
didn't know they did one.
Eric, we're gonna have to
it's
find that.
great.
Eric, we're gonna have to
Oh.
find that and watch that.
Oh my God, it's so good. And I want to say that who was the blonde like politician that everyone makes fun of?
Kellyanne Conway.
Not her.
I'm not sure.
Are we
Anyways,
calling her
Ivanka Trump.
Ivanka Trump? Are we calling her a politician?
No one that we talk about today.
Sarah Palin?
No,
She's not blind.
anyways,
blonde.
like she's also in there, and
Hillary
every comedian on that show decides that they're gonna skip Rob Lowe and they're gonna go right after her. Like, and it ends up being like sometimes
I am
oh,
searching this ASAP.
yeah. Like it's
Yeah.
a good one. But they do bring up a sex video throughout
I'm
the whole
sure.
thing. And he just kind of says, hey, whatever.
When you look like that.
Yeah. And so the next person.
Go
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. So the next person on
Where'd
my
he
list
go?
is a good one in my view is Colin Farrell with ex Playboy model Nicole Narain. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Colin Farrell is a yummy little treat.
Oh, I
What
love
happened
it.
to Colin Farrell? What's he up to?
He got sober and boring.
No, he was in a show recently on Disney Plus. It's one of those like serial movies.
Oh,
Or
Artemis Fowl.
Artemis Fowl, and he
We
played the
watched
dad
it. It
in
was
it.
terrible. Yeah, he's in it for like 10 minutes.
You know what though? I thought it was going to be a series, and then like an hour and a half through, I realized, oh wait, this is a movie.
Yeah,
series.
no, they should have made it a series, I think, because
They
it's based on
should've-
books.
Definitely made it a series.
Unless you're going to go the Harry Potter route, and they've already greenlit like all the movies, that
Right,
type of
but-
thing. That go Netflix, you're on Disney Plus, like go
Yeah.
that route. But
Listen, I
digress.
love some Colin. He's had some great films, and he's definitely aging very well. He looks good today.
I think he looks better now than he did like 20 years
In
ago.
that picture with him and Brittany.
Oh,
He's like sticking his tongue out on the red carpet.
With my Brittany?
Yeah, you're Brittany.
who else is
She's
Brittany?
not your Brittany.
I'm sorry, America's Brittany.
So wait a minute. Josh, you know the answer to this with the Saved by the Bell reboot coming back on. And so Screech made his little sex tape. Is he going to be on the new Saved by the Bell?
No, no one's
I don't
letting
know, but that's
Dustin
on my
Diamond
list. That's
near
on my
a
list.
child. No
Yeah.
one is letting him near a child, and there are kids on that set.
Little Dustin Diamond.
They might as well
out.
cut her off. She barely made it on my list, by the way. She's not going to make it on a reboot.
You know, little
Yeah.
Jesse's in the corner going, I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
P.S. Podcast listeners, if you've not seen the trailer for the new Saved by the Bell reboot on Peacock, which is another streaming network that y'all gonna have to subscribe to. It looks amazing, and Jessie Spano literally, like, someone has caffeine pills and she smacks it out of their hands, and it's so good.
It's such a parody. It's going to be one of those things that we're going to watch and we're going to laugh at. Like, we're not going to be like, oh, this is like a real reboot.
Well, sometimes you need a comedy. Sometimes you need a laugh. Not everything has to be super serious and murder.
Oh, yeah, it was like Mr. Murderer.
It's a balance.
Who killed Mr. Belvin?
My God. So just a few more
Predator 2?
few more details about Colin Farrell. It was only 13 minutes, the whole video.
Well, I mean, 13 minutes could be impressive if he's going the whole time.
Was he drinking? Because that's impressive.
That's probably all I need. I mean, what am I going to do with the next 10 minutes? I don't
20
know.
minutes, it's like, okay, are you finished yet?
13 minutes?
He was offered... So he was offered $5 million to keep it from being actually like released in an actual professional format by a company, and they reached in settlement. So it was not released
Incorporated
other than those little leaked videos that we've all watched. So next on my list is Eric Dane and Rebecca Gayheart. So I almost did not include this because the video actually doesn't show them having sex.
No, they are on all kinds of drugs in that hotel.
They are out of their mind. They're in a hot tub naked with the former Miss Teen USA. So it was a threesome.
She wasn't a teen though when it happened, right?
No. So they actually didn't have sex. It was in 2009. But
was it like some makeout?
It's like daytime. You can see through the blinds. They've been up all night. They're all just like crouched down in this like quality in jacuzzi tub.
Oh, they've definitely been doing some drugs.
Eric Dane, like, you know, you'd expect a little more from McSteamy, and
so you're telling me I can get more from watching him in Grey's Anatomy than I can on sex tape, because he drops that towel and it's. Yeah,
you could probably get more from watching the Dustin Diamond than you can.
Don't put McSteamy with
Time out.
Take it back.
Anyways, to me, like, I was a little hesitant to putting it because there wasn't actually sex involved. They were just naked, having a good time. Like, I mean, we've all got those, right?
Where's that cricket when you need him?
You guys don't have those videos? Okay. So actually, the next one on my list is actually one of my favorite sex videos, and I'm not ashamed to say I've watched it multiple times.
Please don't say
it's Fred Durst and his ex.
I thought you were gonna say like Hulk Hogan or something. I was gonna be like, Joe
standards. I have standards. They're not high, but I still have standards.
I had Durst
was
really
cute back in the day. I get that.
Oh, I thought he was very attractive. I think it was because like when he sang, it was very aggressive, and I could just
did it for the nookie.
Yeah, exactly. I was there for the nookie. Like, I was ready for it. This happened in 2005. He ended up suing 10 individual websites to keep that from like getting published. It still made it out there
because he's kind of like a rock and roller. You think he would it would have given him some street cred, unless he's got a tiny dick.
So it was he didn't really have a tiny dick. He had average, I would say, but it was only a 3-minute video.
You know, didn't he get into a fight with either Mariah or Christina?
Christina.
Yeah, see, gotta stand behind Christina.
Didn't he
I want to give honorable mention to Steven Dorff. He was in a Main Street movie, and he has a sex scene, and he like shows everything, and I was like, damn.
Well, we love some Steven Dorff. Like,
I remember watching him in like Blade or something, and he was pretty naked in that. And I was like,
Blade.
Little 10-year-old Josh that couldn't watch any gay porn was like,
oh, I'll do a whole episode on like celebrities who have done full frontals. Like, we'll get
full
there.
frontal male nudity. Eric, we were watching while we were up at the cabin. Eric was watching The Boys while I was working, and at one point I was on lunch. So I came over, and they gave the Amazon tells you it's this is TV MA, and it lists all the things. And the one said partial nudity, the one said full nudity. I was like, yes, give me that full frontal male nudity.
And then the other one just said foul language and smoking. That goes, where's the nudity?
I noticed the smoking one came up, and I was like, is this a thing? Like,
they anything that they portray smoking, because Umbrella Academy had to do that.
Didn't Fred Durst try to say they had a sex video of Britney Spears?
Fake news.
Someone please look that up because I feel like he claimed it and Brittany even dissed him. I was like, no, don't have.
I feel like that'll be in Josh's autobiography.
If we find details and information about this, we'll
maybe it was with
talk about it later.
Christina, and that's why they had a fight.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we kind of talked about Dustin Diamond, aka Screech. Listen, that was the worst thing I've ever seen, and it was
I've never seen it.
You watched
I don't want to see it.
He's in a bathtub, and like he released it himself because he heard that all these
no one would buy it.
Yeah, he heard like all these celebrities were making all this money from sex tapes, so he thought, oh, well, I can at least make $1 million from mine. Released it. No one was interested. As a matter of fact, it turned against him. People were making fun of him, like, because it's Screech Powers. Like, in a
Here's
bathtub.
$10 to take it down.
He's not even with somebody. It's just him in a bathtub jerking
now,
off.
if Urkel would have made a sex tape, I might have watched it.
I mean,
What was
Stefan
his Stefan? I was like, what was his alter ego?
He's got to hop in that machine first to turn into Stefan, but yeah, I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Get it, Jamal.
So I want to just talk about Hulk Hogan.
Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Hulk Hogan, real quick, he had sex with his ex-best friend's wife, who was a DJ. Okay, so the DJ's name was Bubba the Love Sponge.
I just found my new DJ name.
Yeah,
Josh the
first
Love
of all, like, you deserve to have your wife cheat on you with Bubba the Love Sponge.
No, but like he didn't know that he didn't know he was doing it. And like the guy, his best friend taped him and then released it or sold it to Gawker.
Like,
something.
oh no, I fell into you. Like,
Right.
what the heck does he not know?
But
he was
here's
having
the kicker.
sex?
Well, he had to
made
stop in the middle of it. And he's like, I can't breathe.
He made $115 million in damages because
They just settled like this year, didn't they? I think they settled like in March or April.
Wait,
I
because
think
like
so.
Gawker went bankrupt. Is it because of the Hulk Hogan lawsuit? Gawker went bankrupt. They shut down their whole website.
Probably.
Media family.
Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Thanks, Hulk Hogan. I loved
Thanks.
Gawker.
Thanks.
I have a question. So what? I've never seen the Hulk Hogan one. What age of Hulk Hogan are we talking about?
I don't know. I've not watched it either.
like,
It was
probably
in-
like
Within
3
the
years.
last 10 years?
Within the last 5 years.
Ooh,
Yeah.
close.
yeah, I'm
Maybe 1980s Hulk Hogan. He was kind of muscular.
not interested.
Not into that hair, but
That'd be like you growing your hair out right now, just like
Well,
I would
Josh and I
love-
growing our hair.
I
out.
would love to grow out my hair out anywhere, Eric. Okay.
You guys should go as matching Hulk Hogan's for Halloween.
Josh,
You both
that's an
grow your
Halloween
hair out.
costume.
You could be like our referee. We could be 1980s wrestlers.
Yes, I love it. I'm wearing the tank top.
I'll be
back and
Elizabeth.
rip away.
Oh, like Rick Macho Man Savage. Loved him.
Macho Man
Yes.
Randy Savage and
There it
Ric
is.
Flair.
Sure, whatever you said.
We could
So
all be
I-
80s wrestlers, and Chad could be the referee.
I love it.
I
Or
want to
the
be the
ring
Ultimate
girl.
Warrior.
So, next episode, we're all dress up as classic wrestlers. So I have one more sex tape story to talk about, and I just learned of it today, and I don't know if you guys know this. So there's a sex tape out there of Kid Rock and the lead singer of Creed.
Yeah,
Scott
No.
Stapp?
I knew
Yeah.
that.
How do
Wait,
you know
together?
I mean, like, they didn't really. Did you see the video?
No, because apparently nobody has. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
was really hard to like find. They had it out for like a day. Yeah,
So-
it was insane.
Eric really is the finder.
right? So they were apparently touring with Metallica
Yes, I'm
at the
talking now.
time, which is weird for the lead singer of Creed because he's a big, like, religious, like, guy.
Wait, Kid Rock's bisexual?
No. So what happened was Kid Rock was in this trailer with a fan, a groupie, and she starts offering to give him a blowjob. So he says, yeah. And so then Scott is like knocking on the door because he's also touring with them. And he's got a video camera in his hand. And he's like, hey, what's going on in there? And Kid Rock's like, come on in, whatever. And so like, so I've got quotes here from Kid Rock. So it was never like they actually both of them paid money. It was never like released officially. But he goes, "Oh yeah, funny story about the whole sex tape fiasco. It never came out, by the way. I paid the money to squash it through attorneys and things. I remember going on Howard Stern show, and he summed it up the best. He says, I'm not surprised you had a sex tape. As a matter of fact, I'm more surprised that you were hanging out with Scott Stapp.
Scott Stapp.
Stapp, whatever his name is. So apparently what happened was, so Scott comes in with his video camera because he's, living his little best Christian life with his, like, documenting everything.
With arms wide open.
Right. There was something wide open. And so he goes in and Kid Rock's getting blown by some fan. And he goes, mind if I join? Sits down, takes off his pants, and records both of them, like, getting a blowjob from this fan.
2 guys, 1 girl is a little gay. Just saying.
A little bit. There were, they caught eyes at some point. Like, they were, like...
Their thighs
He's a
caressing,
little gay after a lot of
each other.
tequila. Everybody.
So I love that, though, knowing that Chris Rock has had this experience when
Not
he turns
Chris
up...
Rock, Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Chris Rock is
wants
a
nothing to
different
do-
story. Chris Rock would be a completely different story. But Kid Rock, knowing that he's like Detroit's biggest douchebag, I kind of love the story knowing this now. So anyway, so those are my sex stories.
I'm forever gonna
Those are
troll.
not my personal sex stories, but
Josh has so much work to do after the podcast ends.
I am going to troll every Kid Rock post ever with this. I can't even.
He is
I'm just
going
gonna
down the rabbit hole.
Someone's just gonna post like something at Kid Rock, and I'm just gonna comment with like a Creed music video. Like
arms wide open.
He is welcoming the video with arms wide open.
Yes. Oh, I can't even think of anything else they sing. I blocked that period of music time out.
What was the other song? Arms Wide Open and I Can Only Imagine. Was that
No,
it?
that was
somebody
Mercy
else.
Me.
Same Christian band though, right?
No,
Higher.
well, Mercy Me is.
It was
Oh, Higher. Can you take me higher? Yeah, that was
Kid
a big
Rock
one.
can.
No.
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Yeah. Oh, woof. That Human Clay was the name of the album because it was everywhere. It was all over Media Play and Sam Goody. For those of you who remember. But
FYE.
thank you, CJ. That was by far the most entertaining and educational session that I've had in a while. So we're going to take a quick break, refill our glasses, and we come back. We're going to decide which, celebrity sex tape we will watch, join, or destroy. Oh.
Yes.
Stay tuned, y'all. And we're back with our final little game, first episode, season 2. And what we decided that we're going to do is we're going to do a little, what sex tape would you watch? What sex tape would you join? And what sex tape would you burn or destroy? Make that shit go away. Pay them men. All right, and the 3 that we narrowed it down to 3. We're going to talk about, for the watch, join, or destroy, we're going to do Rob Lowe and the 16-year-old girl from the DNC, which is Kim Kardashian. And
say, though, for, sakes, that she's not...
Okay, yeah. I mean, if it was 1988, what is she now?
Right.
50?
She's older than us.
Yeah. Stifler's mom. Okay. Kim Kardashian and Ray J, and then Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee on the boat. Woof. Okay. I gotta look at these real quick. I know what I'm doing.
I think I know what I'm doing.
Okay. CJ, your topic, you go first.
I think I'm going to watch Kim and Ray J. I'm going to join Pam and Tommy, and I'm destroying anything with an underage person whatsoever. Like, that didn't happen.
Oh, it makes me so sad because I love Rob Lowe so much.
Exactly.
Okay. I know what I'm doing. Okay. So I am going to burn Pam and Tommy Lee because Tommy Lee makes me want to vomit a little bit. He's so gross and skinny and those tattoos. I'm going to watch Kim and Ray J because I've not seen this third leg and I'm a little curious. And I'm going to join Rob Lowe and kick that girl out, send her to the curb, and it'll just be me and Rob. That's what
Call
I'm
her mom to come get her.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm calling Team USA or whatever. Or was that someone else's? But yeah, no, she's going home. I'm gonna call her a cab and tell her to finish high school and
Get a degree.
Yes.
Oh.
Erica,
I am going to join Ray J and Kim because that's going to be a whole bunch of freakiness going on.
you're gonna try and put that baby in Kim. You're gonna want to be part of those Kardashians.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on that show.
Got that Eric West going.
I would watch Rob, but I would do the same thing. Sweetie, you gotta go. You gotta go. And then I would destroy Pam and Tommy.
You're like, thanks for the warm up, but I'll take it from here.
Like, not looking for any hepatitis. Thanks, Tom.
All those drugs and women over the years, it can't be good for Tommy Lee.
Listen, they were on a boat. Come on. They were on a boat.
Seems like that guy that's gonna take choking you in bed a little too far. That's
I could see that.
Can you not hear the safe word? Can you not hear the safe word?
Again,
when I was,
they're going to be like this and just push me off the side of it, and then I'm in the Mediterranean. So
when I was looking for photos of Tommy Lee, I was getting a lot of family pictures of him and their child. He is very, very attractive.
Brandon?
Pam and Tommy Lee's son,
Brandon
very
or Dylan?
Attractive. I don't know the hot one.
So so Brandon is on. Remember when I made you watch The Hills, the new Hills?
No, I never watched The New Hills.
When we were at my house and Misha Barton confronted Perez
yeah,
Hilton.
okay.
And she confronted Perez Hilton. Brandon is on Revised Hills with Brody Jenner, Spencer, and Heidi.
wow.
Yeah.
Look at this full circle. I love it.
We'll love it.
Reality TV at its finest.
Perfect. Full circle. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in for the first episode of season 2. We're excited to go on this journey with you. We have lots of stories to tell, laughs to be shared, and drinks to be had. So,
welcome to our reality.
Cheers to season 2.
Cheers, you boys.
Cheers to season 2, boys.
Love you all. And remember, the best thing that you can do if you love the podcast is to rate, review, subscribe, share with a friend, share with a family member, share with a coworker that you kind of like, even ones that you kind of don't like. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.